What's up, guys? Let's see. Today I'm back at the farm working on the Unibody. Just got off a little bit of a break. Had to go watch the nephew while her sister-in-law got some stuff for supper, and yeah, I've been working on the motor mounts today. Got the pieces I needed. Let's see if you guys can't really see anything in there, but we got the pieces that I need to finish, or got the pieces that I need for my motor all cut up. Now I just need to get them all welded up and stuff, and then drill holes and get some bolts through. Then the motor mounts will be done. Then it's back underneath the truck for the tranny mount. So yeah, tranny. Yeah. Then if I get those two things done today, I'm gonna see if I can get a buddy over here to help me with getting a computer hooked up and all the wiring. Maybe try and get it to fire up today. Or this weekend, not today. It won't happen today, but yeah. I'll get you turned around here and show you what else happened last week and a half. That's what happened. I got a new, well, not a new, but a used radiator support down from a guy down south in Minnesota. He said this one came from a Texas truck, so it's, way cleaner than what mine is. 'Cause mine don't even have well, this side's a little bit better, but yeah, it didn't come off in one piece as nicely as the other one did. Yeah, mine is in way worse shape, but that truck was built in Minnesota and driven in Minnesota for all its life. So yeah. What else? Well, yeah, like I said, I'll get the motor mounts welded up and the holes drilled, and then the tranny mount. Can't really exactly see anything under there, but getting it set up, get holes drilled for that too, and get that all mounted up solid. Okay, here are the bases of my motor mounts, and these cross marks are where the holes are on my pedestals, or for the pedestals. What I did was, where's my Sharpie? In my pocket here. Was I stuck the Sharpie in the hole that I had in my rubber for the insulation, and then I stuck it down far enough to where just the tip was coming through the hole, and then what I did was just set the base piece upside down and then set it on there, moved it kind of side to side and back and forth to get a relative cross mark. And then what I did was traced the outside of the rubber piece, and then I took the base piece, the rubber piece, and the Sharpie out, and I flipped the Sharpie out, and then I put the rubber piece inside the marks, And what I did was just put the Sharpie down in through there, kind of did the same thing, went back and forth and then forward and backwards on both pieces. So I got kind of, it wasn't that big of a cross mark, but it got me a big enough spot to where I can make a bigger mark without the rubber in the way. So yeah, that's how I'm making my base pieces, and then what I'm just gonna do is probably weld a nut on the inside of the tubing, so when I got my other pieces here that go straight up and down, I won't have to worry about having a nut on in between here or having to cut a little piece out here. What I'm just gonna do is leave the nut on the inside of the base piece tubing and then welding it inside. What I'm using is some 2x4 and looks like 1/4 inch wall. This is probably a little bit of overkill for the wall thickness, but it's what I got for free, and it was just some scrap that a buddy gave to me. So yeah, so and what I'm gonna do is make sure that you don't got it on the weld side of the tubing. Make sure you got it on the smooth side so you don't have to try and drill through a weld. You can just weld through nice smooth metal. And actually I didn't even try doing that on these ones, but it's the way it worked out, and it's gonna probably be a little easier drilling through just the one piece of metal instead of drilling through and welding to a different weld. So that's how the bases are made. What I did for the stand up to go up in between, oh, there it goes. So what I did here is just cut 2 4-inch pieces that go up in between my stock motor mounts there. What I'll do is probably put both pieces back in on the pedestal and then mark my holes on each side where the holes are on the motor mount. That hole and that hole over there. But here, these bottom pieces are 6 inches long. I thought I had them cut at 5, but they're 6 inches long. And then this pedestal pieces are 4 inches long. But I think the holes that'll need to be are, I'll cut them or drill them in here somewhere, right about in that area. Between the 2 and 3 inch mark or the 1 and 2 inch mark. So it really, you don't need them 4 inches tall, but that's how I'm going to do it, just because. Then when they're in the vehicle or on the cradle, I think the passenger side here is, this piece will be towards the inside of this piece, and then on the driver's side it's towards the outside. Well, actually it'd be towards the inside too, I believe. No, I gotta redo this. Yeah, it'd be towards the outside, towards the tire more, just because I think what I was told was the cradle, the Crown Vic cradle, is offset to the passenger side. So you got to put your motor in there where you want it in the truck with the cherry picker, and then make your motor mounts according to that, with it hanging in the air over the cradle in the truck, is how I did it. So if that's how this is what the motor mounts are going to look like if you use a 1990 5.0. This one in particular came from a Lincoln Town Car. So I don't know if the Mustangs have the same kind of mount down there or not, but yeah. Motor mounts aren't that difficult. Don't overthink it. Just kind of got to use your imagination a little bit. Make sure the motor's level, kind of both ways. What I did was made sure the tranny pan underneath was level, and then made sure it was level this way from the upper intake part, is how I made sure it was level this way. And then level this way was according to the tranny pan. Okay, so it's been a little bit here, probably closer to an hour, just trying to get everything lined up and where I needed it to be. But I got it all tacked together, and this bolt holes, or the holes where the bolt will go through on both sides. This one is the driver's side one, and I got it to where it's kind of tough to do this with one hand here. There we go. There. If you can see, it's a little crooked, which it's supposed to be that way because the motor mounts are kind of crooked on the motor. The motor's level, but it's not level, if you want to say. So yeah, this one will be on the driver's side, sitting like that, and then this one is the passenger side. So I'm gonna get them in there one more time. I might have to go to town and get another long bolt if that'll focus for me. If it'll focus for me, whatever. But yeah, this is actually a little bit too long of a bolt, because you can see it's about 3 inches, 2 inches too long, more closer to 2 inches. But yeah, so I'll get them in one more time, test them, and then take them back out and weld them. Well, that was a long, hard battle with the motor mounts, getting everything to line up, but they're in. The motor is sitting there by itself, not attached to the cherry picker anymore. Got to get both sides in. I probably could have done it a lot faster if I did it a different way than what I did, but I got it done nevertheless. Now it's time to get back underneath the tail shaft of the transmission to make a tranny cross member there. So yeah, I'm just gonna get some welding videos of the motor mounts going together, but phone was dead and charging in my car, so couldn't get anything there. So yeah, that's motor mount update part of this video.
Something about a truck in a farmer's field, a no trespass sign, and time to kill. Nobody's gonna get hurt, so what's the big deal?